Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, repeating the same thoughts again and again, wondering, what if this happens, or what if things go wrong? Do you notice how even the smallest worry, like being late for work or forgetting a conversation, can suddenly grow inside the mind and feel much bigger than it really is? It feels so heavy sometimes, doesn't it? Carrying these worries around in daily life? Imagine this simple example. A person plans to meet a friend, but while waiting they keep checking their phone, feeling anxious the friend might not show up. Before long, what was supposed to be a joyful meeting turns into stress. This is how worry enters silently, making a simple moment feel restless. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, a place where we gently untangle the knots of the mind and weave calm into everyday life. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribes. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your one small action gives us strength to share more wisdom and helps others who are silently struggling too. Worry is something all humans share. No matter where you live or what you do, the mind often fills itself with fears about the future. But what if we could learn to see worry differently, not as a heavy load, but as a sign, a teacher, guiding us to understand ourselves better? Buddhism reminds us that our suffering often comes from clinging to thoughts or controlling what cannot be controlled. By realizing this, we begin to find gentle freedom. Think of the Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree, not fighting his restless mind, but watching it with calm clarity. That story inspires us because it shows that calmness is not about escaping life, but about facing it with balance. Worry grows when we believe every thought is truth, but when we pause and watch with awareness, we start to see that worry is just a visitor, not the whole of us. In our journey ahead, we will learn how to loosen the grip of worry without pushing it away. We will explore how Buddhist wisdom about impermanence and compassion can shine like a soft light into the corners of a troubled mind. By walking through these reflections together, step by step, you may begin to discover that freedom from worry is not far away. It's already within your reach. In the quiet moments when the world seems still, the mind often begins to stir. From deep within, worries rise like shadows creeping over a calm lake. But why do these shadows appear? What is the root of worry that pulls at our peace so relentlessly? As a Zen master would gently guide, to understand worry, we must turn our gaze inward, not with judgment, but with kindness and curiosity. Worry is born in the mind's habit of grasping at what is uncertain. When we face the unknown, the mind does not rest easily. It tries to imagine every possibility, often leaning toward what might go wrong. Imagine the mind as a restless river, flowing with many streams of thought, some clear and steady, others wild and dark. The wild streams are the worries. They surge because the riverbed of our confidence and understanding is shallow. This river does not flow randomly. It is shaped by our past experiences, our fears, and the stories we tell ourselves. Perhaps there was a time when something unexpected caused pain or loss. The mind, wanting to protect us, learns to anticipate danger by replaying those moments again and again. It may whisper, "Be careful," or shout, "What if it happens again?" This is worry's voice, born from instinct but amplified by imagination. Yet, worry also thrives on attachment. When we hold tightly to how we want life to be, safe, predictable, and perfect, we set ourselves up for tension. The world, however, dances to its own rhythm. Nothing remains exactly the same. When the mind cannot accept this flow, it tightens, and the grip of worry grows stronger. The root of worry, then, can be seen as a clash between our expectations and the reality that is always changing. Another root of worry is the mind's tendency to identify fully with its thoughts. When a worried thought appears, the mind often treats it as an absolute truth. "I am in danger," it says. "This will ruin everything." But think for a moment. Is that thought the whole story? Or just a tiny ripple on the river? The moment we realize that thoughts are simply passing phenomena, like clouds drifting across the sky, the grip of worry loosens. There is also something deeply human about fear of loss, failure, or pain. These fears are natural, yet they become seeds for worry when nurtured continuously. The mind becomes a garden where weeds of doubt and anxiety grow unchecked. Without awareness, these weeds overtake the flowers of peace and joy that also naturally exist within us. In Buddhist teachings, we learn that the mind's nature is luminous and clear, but it often gets clouded by defilements like craving and aversion. Worry arises when we crave certain outcomes and resist others. This creates an inner tension, a push and pull that disturbs the mind's calm waters. By practicing gentle observation of these inner movements, we begin to see the dance of desire and resistance clearly. This clarity is the first step toward freeing ourselves. Imagine sitting quietly beside that river of thoughts. Instead of jumping into its currents or trying to force it to stop, you watch with calm attention. The wild streams of worry may rush by, but you remain steady on the shore, not carried away. This simple act of non-reactive awareness is like a small flame lighting up dark corners of the mind. As light grows, the shadows of worry shrink. We also understand that worry feeds on uncertainty. The future is unknown and uncontrollable. Our attempts to control or predict it only create more tension. When we accept that some uncertainty is a natural part of life, we stop fighting a losing battle. This acceptance does not mean passivity, but rather a wise openness to what is. It allows the mind to rest in peace, even amid change. The roots of worry are deeply entwined with the self, the sense of I that clings to identity and security. When the self feels threatened, worry springs forth. Buddhist insight teaches that this self, the I, is not a fixed entity but a flowing, changing process. From this view, the fears that the self holds are like stories about a character in a play. Recognizing this storiness helps detach from worry's hold. In practice, as one watches the mind with kindness, it's natural to discover that worry often exaggerates risks and underestimates our ability to cope. Like a child afraid of the dark, the mind imagines monsters that aren't there. With patient attention, the light of wisdom shows those monsters as illusions, shadows cast by fear. The mind is a friend that sometimes becomes a trickster, hiding true peace behind layers of imagined threats. But with regular practice of mindfulness and compassion, core Buddhist tools, the roots of worry begin to loosen. We tend to the garden of the mind, removing weeds with care and allowing gentleness to bloom. This tending is not about forcing ourselves to feel better, but about meeting whatever arises with an open heart. Sometimes worry will come, and that is okay. It is simply part of the human experience, but it does not have to command our whole attention. The Zen master advises us to rest in the present moment, where worry cannot survive in its full strength. The roots of worry take time to fully understand and unravel. It is a journey of returning home to the self, not as a fortress, but as an open space free from fear's tight grasp. The more we practice, the more we become steady witnesses of our own inner world, able to greet worry with a warm smile rather than resistance. In this gentle witnessing, the mind's wild river calms. Its waters begin to mirror the sky's vast openness. The storms of doubt and fear settle, and peace shines through. Worry is not gone, but it is no longer the master. We find the freedom to live fully, with softness toward life's uncertainties. So, in every moment when the mind becomes restless, remember, these are roots and streams that can be seen, understood, and gently released. This is the art of managing worry. It is a practice of returning again and again to kindness, breath, and clear seeing. In doing so, we weave a life of calm amidst any storm. In the quiet flow of life, everything is always changing. This is the way nature moves. Nothing stays the same for long. The leaves bloom, then fall. The sun rises, sets, and rises again. The seasons come and go. This truth is known as impermanence. It is one of the most profound and gentle teachings of Buddhism, and it holds a key to understanding our worries. Many of our worries come from trying to hold tight to things as if they will last forever. We fear losing the people we love, the health we cherish, or the comfort that makes us feel safe. Yet everything changes, and that is the natural law of life. When we try to resist this law, when we cling and grasp, the mind feels trapped, and worry grows like a storm cloud blocking the sun. Imagine standing beside a river and trying to catch the flowing water with your hands. No matter how tightly you close your fingers, the water slips through. It is the same with life. We cannot hold on to any moment or thing forever. When we realize this, we can stop fighting the flow and learn to move gently with it. This is the heart of living with impermanence. Impermanence is not something to fear. Rather, it is a deep truth that allows freedom. When we see clearly that nothing stays just as it is, we loosen the tight grip of worry. For instance, when a difficult feeling arises, a fear, a sadness, or a worry, we know it will not stay forever. Like a wave, it will come and go. This understanding brings calmness, because the mind learns to relax into change rather than resist it. In Buddhist teachings, impermanence is explained as anicca, one of the 3 marks of existence. It teaches us that everything we experience, our bodies, thoughts, emotions, and the world around us, is in constant motion. Nothing remains fixed or permanent. When this truth is deeply understood, it shifts how we relate to worries. Instead of seeing them as enemies or endless mountains, we start to see them as passing clouds in the wide sky of our awareness. The practice of mindfulness helps us experience impermanence directly. When we pay close attention to the present moment, we notice how feelings rise and fade, how thoughts appear and then disappear. This constant change can be reassuring, because it shows us that even the most troubling worries will not last. The more we practice, the more our mind becomes like a clear lake where ripples gently fade back into stillness. Impermanence also reminds us that holding on tightly to anything, be it an ideal, a wish, or even a plan, sets us up for suffering. Worry stems from wanting things to be a certain way all the time. When life shifts, as it inevitably does, the mind starts to resist and struggle. But the wisdom of impermanence invites us to soften this resistance. It teaches acceptance, not giving up, but meeting change with openness. Let us consider a simple story to bring this to life. There was once a man who cherished a beautiful flower garden. He tended the flowers with great love, hoping they would bloom forever. But one morning, after a stormy night, many petals had fallen away. The man felt sadness and worry, thinking he had lost something precious. Then a wise friend came and said, "The flowers bloom and fall, just like life itself. See the beauty in each moment, and let go of trying to keep what must change." With this gentle guidance, the man saw his garden differently. The falling petals were not loss alone. They were part of a cycle that made room for new blooms. His worry began to lighten as he accepted the garden's natural rhythm. This story reflects the way impermanence teaches us to live, not by clinging to what fades, but by embracing the flow with open hands and heart. When we apply this to our worries, we start to recognize how often the mind tries to freeze moments in time, a conversation, a memory, a feeling, hoping that holding on will provide safety. Yet, this is like trying to grasp the wind. The more tightly we hold, the more the wind slips away, leaving us anxious and restless. When we learn to witness worries as temporary visitors, we can greet them with kindness and let them pass, freeing ourselves from their hold. Impermanence also allows us to cultivate gratitude. Knowing that everything is fleeting can deepen our appreciation for what we have right now. Instead of worrying about losing what we cherish, we can open to the preciousness of this very moment. This shift in perspective transforms worry into a gentle awareness of life's constant unfolding, filling the heart with warmth rather than fear. It is important to remember that impermanence does not mean indifference. Accepting change does not mean we stop caring or trying to improve our lives. Instead, it gives us strength to engage with life fully, without the paralyzing fear of losing what we love. This balanced engagement is the truth of the middle way, taught by the Buddha, where fear and attachment are softened by wisdom and compassion. The Zen path encourages us to bring this awareness into daily life. When worries arise, imagine them as a river that flows through the landscape of the mind. Notice the movement of the river without trying to stop it. See the changing clouds above and the passing seasons. The deeper your understanding of impermanence, the more peaceful the landscape becomes. Sometimes, impermanence is easiest to understand when we see it reflected in nature. Watching a tree shed its leaves, or the sun dip below the horizon reminds us how change touches all life. This reminder can soothe our worries, linking us gently to the rhythm of the earth. This connection is healing because it shows there is no need to be alone with worry. We are part of a larger, moving world. Embracing impermanence also opens the door to forgiveness. When we see that people, including ourselves, are ever-changing beings shaped by time and experience, we become gentler with mistakes and failures. Worries about judgment or failure lose their sharpness. This softness nourishes a loving heart, which is the true antidote to worry's tightness. Another way impermanence supports us is by freeing us from the burden of perfection. So often, worry arises from a desire to be perfect or to control every outcome. But life's nature is imperfect and unpredictable. When we make peace with this, we stop fighting the impossibility of perfection. The mind breathes easier, and worry finds less ground to grow. In meditation, sitting quietly with the truth of impermanence can be deeply calming. Observing each breath as it comes and goes helps the mind touch the flow of life directly. Thoughts and worries appear, then fade like waves in the ocean. With repetition, this practice trains the mind to rest in the natural rhythm of change. This practice is not about pushing worries away. It is about leaning into the present moment with all its shifting colors, allowing impermanence to be a gentle teacher. The Zen master would remind us that peace is not the absence of activity or worry, but the presence of clear seeing and acceptance. Sometimes, the hardest part is to trust this flow when the storm of worry feels overwhelming. But trust grows slowly, like a seed pushing through soil. Each moment of mindfulness, each breath aware, feeds that trust. Soon, you may find yourself standing like a sturdy tree, flexible and strong amid life's winds. As we deepen our understanding of impermanence, we come closer to waking up from the illusion that worry must rule us. The river of the mind becomes less wild, the clouds less dark. In their place, a calm openness gently emerges, vast like the sky and tender like the first light of dawn. Living with impermanence is to live fully. It is to see the beauty in a flower's bloom and its fall. It is to meet every moment as new, not clinging to what has passed or what may come. In this way, worry becomes less of a weight and more of a passing breeze, reminding us to breathe, to be present, and to live with gentle courage. Worry has a silent, often unseen partner, attachment. To truly understand how worry weaves itself into the fabric of our minds, we must gently explore how attachment and desire feed it, like dry leaves fueling a small fire that grows into a blaze. This fire, if left unattended, can consume the calm and peace that naturally want to bloom within us. Attachment is our mind's tendency to cling to what feels good, safe, or familiar. It's the deep longing for things to be a certain way, for people to act as we wish, or for life to follow a path we have carefully imagined. Desire is the emotion behind this clinging, the thirst for pleasure, security, or success that we hope will bring lasting happiness. But the truth is, nothing in life stays the same forever, no matter how much we hold on. Just like holding on to sand tightly in your hand. No matter how strong your grip, the sand slips through your fingers. Attachment tries to hold on to moments, people, or things that are always changing. When the mind feels this slipping away, worry rises. We worry about losing loved ones, fear failure, or imagine worst-case scenarios because we don't want to let go of what we treasure. Many worries begin with a sentence, "If only this, if only my health were better, if only I had more money, if only my relationships were perfect." These if-only moments are the whispers of attachment. They ask the mind to fix the future, to promise security, or to create certainty where there can be none. But life's true rhythm resists these fixed plans, and the mind, caught in its craving, becomes restless and anxious. The Buddha taught that attachment is one of the roots of suffering. This teaching is not meant to make us cold, but to invite us into freedom. When we can notice our attachments with kindness, without blaming ourselves, we start to see how they shape our worries. This awareness is the doorway to letting go, an act that does not require force but gentle understanding. Picture a child holding a balloon. At first, the child holds it tightly, afraid to let it go. The balloon represents happiness or safety. When the child finally releases the balloon, there is a moment of sadness, but also a newfound lightness. The balloon rises into the sky, free to dance on the breeze. Our happiness, too, is brighter when it is free, not bound tightly by attachment. In everyday life, attachment often shows in subtle ways. We might feel panic when a plan changes or sadness when a friend is distant. Our hearts tighten, expecting the world to bend to our wishes. Buddhism calls us to practice gentle acceptance here, to slowly open our hands and hearts to the flow of life. This does not mean giving up on care or love, but allowing space for change. Desire, the fire behind attachment, thrives on the illusion that more will make us whole. But more is never truly enough, because the mind's craving is endless. One thing is gained, and another desire arises. This endless cycle creates restlessness, a constant chase that leaves the heart unsatisfied and worried about where to next turn. The Zen path offers a soothing remedy. It asks us to step back and quietly watch this cycle without judgment. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float past. Some leaves are bright, some dark, but all are moving on. Our desires and attachments are like these leaves. They come and go, beautiful, changing, and impermanent. Holding tightly to one leaf makes us miss the beauty in the entire stream. When worry arises from attachment or desire, mindfulness becomes our gentle friend. By breathing calmly and observing the feelings without trying to push them away, the mind softens its tight grasp. This softening is like releasing the balloon gently, trusting in life's natural unfolding rather than resisting it. Compassion also plays a crucial role. We often beat ourselves up for feeling attached or worried, thinking these feelings are weaknesses. But from a place of compassion, we understand that attachment is natural, part of being human. Through this kindness to ourselves, the heart opens, and the burden of worry begins to lighten. Buddhism teaches that attachment grows when we identify too strongly with the things we desire or fear losing. When we forget that life is full of change, the mind builds a fragile house on shifting sand. The Zen master invites us to build a house on rock instead. Firm presence and acceptance. This rock is not something outside, but the steady awareness within us. Practicing letting go does not mean abandoning responsibility or care. Rather, it means holding life with open hands, loving deeply but not clinging desperately. We care for a plant by watering it, yet we do not force it to grow fast or bend in certain ways. In the same way, we live with attachments, tending them gently while accepting that change is always part of the dance. Sometimes, it helps to bring awareness to the body when feelings of attachment and worry rise. The chest might tighten, the mind race forward. By returning attention to the breath, we create a safe space within, a place where attachment can be seen clearly and held softly. This practice helps us not be swept away by the strong currents of desire. As we continue walking this path, we discover that freedom is not about stopping desire or having no attachments, but about how we relate to them. When we see desires and attachments as guests rather than rulers, we gain a new kind of peace. Worry no longer holds the throne. Kindness and wisdom take its place. In this way, the art of managing worry becomes an art of loving with openness. It is about holding life's preciousness gently, knowing it will change. It is trusting that even when we release tightly held hopes, new joys and understandings can arise. Each moment provides a chance to practice this letting go. When a worry pulls at the heart, pause and breathe. Remind yourself that attachment to how things must be is not stronger than the deep peace that already lives within. Like the river flowing freely around a stone, we too can flow with life, around our worries, without breaking. This liberated way of living nourishes the heart and mind. It softens the harsh edges of fear and worry. It lets joy shine more brightly because it is not dimmed by grasping. It opens the door to a gentle life where peace is always near, waiting quietly for our notice. To fully understand worry and find peace, we must meet the present moment with open attention. This is the practice of mindfulness, a gentle, loving way to watch the movements of the mind as they unfold. Mindfulness is like a quiet lighthouse shining soft light into the sometimes dark room of our thoughts, revealing worry not as a foe to be fought, but as a visitor to be kindly understood. Often, our minds spin thoughts at lightning speed. Fears about what might happen in the future, regrets from the past, or endless what-if games. These spinning thoughts trap the heart in worry, making it hard to find calm. Mindfulness invites us to pause and step back from this whirlwind. Instead of pushing worries away or drowning in them, we simply notice them. Imagine sitting beside a river and watching leaves float downstream. You don't try to grab the leaves or stop the water. You just observe quietly. Mindfulness asks us to take the same attitude toward our thoughts and feelings. When worry arises, we see it clearly, labeling it gently as worry, without judgment or fear. By doing this, the heart softens and the storms inside begin to slow. When mindfulness is practiced regularly, it becomes like a steady friend always by our side, calm and wise. This friend helps us notice the first sparks of worry before they turn into wildfires. With this early awareness, we can choose kinder responses, like taking a deep breath or returning our attention to the simple rhythm of breathing in and out. Breathing is a powerful anchor in mindfulness. When the mind races with worry, focusing on the breath brings us back to the present moment. Each breath is a gift, fresh, new, and always here. By placing our attention on the breath, we invite the mind to settle like sediment in a clear pond, allowing the water to become still and bright again. Through mindfulness, we learn that worry is often just a story created by the mind, not the whole truth. Thoughts rise and fall like clouds in the sky. They aren't as solid or permanent as they first seem. By seeing this, we gain space to choose what we give our energy to. The Zen master says this is like standing in a wide-open field where the breeze can move freely and clouds can pass without sticking. One heart-touching wisdom in mindfulness is that it teaches us to meet ourselves with kindness. When worry arises, we often feel troubled or angry at ourselves for having these fears. But mindfulness encourages us to soften so we can care for ourselves gently, like cradling a small bird with trembling wings. This kindness calms the inner critic and helps build a nurturing space inside. Mindfulness also deepens our connection to life. Worry can make us feel isolated, trapped in our own thoughts. But when we turn attentive to the present moment, the senses open. We hear birdsong, feel the sun's warmth, taste the sweetness of food, and see colors more vividly. These small windows of joy remind us that life is not only worries, it's also beautiful moments waiting to be noticed. As mindfulness grows, it changes how we relate not only to worry, but to all emotions. Fear, sadness, or frustration do not disappear, but they no longer overwhelm us. We learn to ride the waves of feelings without being pulled under. This balance is a precious gift, a soft place that supports us even in difficult times. In Buddhist practice, mindfulness is paired with vipassana, or insight meditation. This practice takes us deeper into observing the nature of thoughts and feelings. We begin to see that everything inside us is temporary, like clouds moving across the sky of awareness. This clear seeing gradually frees us from the grip of worry and paves the way for peace. Many people find that at first, mindfulness can feel challenging. The mind wants to wander, and worries may resist being watched. This is completely natural. Like training a muscle, mindfulness grows stronger with patience and gentle practice. Each moment of returning to the breath or to the present is a victory, a step toward a calmer mind. Imagine a small flame flickering in the dark. At first, it may seem fragile, but as you shield it from the wind and feed it gently, the flame grows steady and warm. Mindfulness kindles that flame inside, lighting the way through worry's shadows. Even in daily life, mindfulness is always available. Whether washing dishes, walking, or waiting for a bus, we can return attention to the sensations of the body and the breath. This simple presence turns ordinary moments into deep practices of peace. With this steady practice, the mind begins to change naturally. The river of worry slows. The heart opens to feel more lightness and joy. Mindfulness creates a foundation where worry has less power, not because it never comes, but because we have learned to meet it with gentle awareness instead of fear. The Zen master often says, "Don't run from your worries. Welcome them home with a kind heart. Look closely. They are travelers, not permanent guests." Mindfulness teaches this welcome, this loving embrace of what is, which is the heart of true freedom. The practice of mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. Each day brings new moments to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and watch the unfolding story of the mind. Step by step, moment by moment, peace grows quietly inside, weaving a gentle strength that carries us through life's storms. The art of managing worry is deeply intertwined with understanding the Four Noble Truths, one of Buddhism's most profound teachings. These truths shine a gentle light on the nature of human suffering, including worry, and offer a clear path toward freedom and peace. To walk this path is to begin a new relationship with worry, not as an enemy, but as a teacher who guides us into deeper wisdom. The first noble truth says that life, in its unfolding, includes suffering. This may sound heavy at first, but it is simply an honest acknowledgement of the reality we live in. Suffering takes many forms, and worry is one of the most common. It shows us the places where the mind feels pain, fear, or uncertainty. By naming this truth, we stop denying what is already present. Instead of pushing worry away, we begin to meet it with acceptance. The second noble truth reveals the cause of suffering: attachment, craving, and desire. These are the seeds from which worry grows. When the mind desires permanence, control, or certainty, it meets the ever-changing flow of life with resistance. Worry arises because the mind fears losing what it clings to. This truth invites us to look gently at those places inside where we are holding on too tightly. It asks us to see how our expectations and desires, though natural, can create pain. The third noble truth offers hope. Suffering can end. Peace can be found. This is the heart of letting go. Letting go not by force, but through understanding. The end to suffering is not about escaping life or becoming a different person. It is about freeing ourselves from the patterns that trap us, discovering the calm and joy that already exist beneath worry and fear. This end is sometimes called nirvana, a state of deep peace beyond the storms of the mind. The fourth noble truth gives us the path to that freedom, the Noble Eightfold Path. Although the name sounds complex, this path is really a guide for living wisely and with compassion. It calls us to practice right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These are simple yet powerful ways to bring clarity and calm into daily life. At the heart of this path is kindness to ourselves and others. Worry often builds walls inside the heart, separating us from peace and connection. The practice of the Eightfold Path gently dissolves these walls, opening us to the flow of life with wisdom and care. One especially important part of the path for managing worry is right mindfulness. This teaches us to be present with whatever arises, including worry, without being overwhelmed. With right mindfulness, we learn to observe the mind without slipping into fear or resistance. Worry becomes a ripple on the water's surface rather than a storm that consumes us. Right effort also guides how we work with worry. It is not about pushing worry away or controlling it, but about cultivating wholesome states like patience, calm, and balance. It encourages us to make small, steady steps toward peace. A soft breath, a moment of silence, a kind thought. These efforts weave a new way of being, one that does not fight worry but gently transforms it. Imagine a garden tended with love and patience. The weeds of worry shrink as caring attention nurtures the flowers of peace and understanding. This garden is inside each of us, waiting to bloom when we follow the Noble Eightfold Path. The wisdom of the Four Noble Truths teaches us that worry is a natural part of the human experience, but it does not have to define us. It is like a shadow that appears when light shines in unexpected ways. When we open to the light of truth and practice, the shadow softens and fades. This teaching invites us to move toward worry with courage and openness. Rather than hiding from it, we learn to walk alongside it, noticing its patterns and unraveling its grip. With the Buddha's guidance, worry becomes a doorway, not a prison. The Zen master often reminds us that suffering is not a punishment, but a signal. It tells us that there is something to understand, to heal. Worry, then, is like a message from the heart, gently asking us to slow down, look deeply, and care more tenderly for ourselves. Walking the path of the Four Noble Truths requires patience. Change does not happen all at once, but every small step forward plants seeds of peace. Every moment of mindfulness, every act of kindness, every breath aware, builds strength to meet life fully and freely. This path is not about escaping the world or avoiding challenges. Instead, it calls us to live with eyes wide open, embracing joy and sorrow, certainty and doubt, strength and vulnerability. It is in this balanced way of being that worry loses its power to control us. As we travel this path, we discover that deep within, beneath worries and fears, there is a wellspring of calm and clarity. This wellspring remains untouched by the shifting winds of life, waiting quietly for us to return. Worry often comes quietly, like a shadow that stretches across the heart, making the light seem dimmer. But in the gentle teachings of the Zen path, there is a powerful antidote to worry: compassion toward oneself. This compassion is not about self-pity or indulgence, but a deep, warm kindness that meets us exactly where we are, with no judgment and no hurry to fix or change. It is a soft embrace for the parts of ourselves that are scared, tired, or uncertain. Many times, when worry rises, we react with harsh words inside our mind. We tell ourselves we should be stronger, braver, or less anxious. This inner criticism is like a cold wind that chills the soul. But the Zen master encourages something different: to turn that cold wind into warm sunlight by offering ourselves the same kindness we would give to a dear friend in trouble. Imagine how you would speak gently to someone you love, holding their hand and saying, "It's okay. You are not alone." Self-compassion is a practice, a gentle skill we can cultivate. When worry appears, pause and notice. Noticing is the first step. Then, take a deep breath and silently offer yourself kind words. "May I be peaceful," or "May I be free from suffering." These words open the door to healing because they soften the tightness that worry creates. They remind us that we are human, imperfect, and worthy of love despite our fears. The beauty of self-compassion is that it does not deny our worries or pretend they are easy. Instead, it acknowledges the difficulty. It says, "I see you worry. I know it feels heavy. I will walk with you gently." This courage to be with ourselves fully, without turning away, builds a strong foundation for inner peace. Worry may still visit, but it no longer knocks down the walls of the heart. Compassion has a ripple effect that reaches beyond ourselves. When we cultivate kindness within, we naturally begin to extend it toward others. We see that everyone carries their own worries and struggles. This shared experience connects us deeply to the world around us, transforming isolation into a warm belonging. The heart that is gentle with itself becomes a light for others. Buddhist teachings tell us that all beings desire happiness and wish to avoid suffering. When we recognize this universal wish in ourselves and others, our hearts open. Compassion is a bridge that spans the space between fear and love. It breaks down barriers built from worry and offers healing through understanding. In daily life, self-compassion changes how we respond to worry. Rather than trying to push it away forcefully or getting lost inside it, we learn to meet worry with an open and caring presence. This presence is like a quiet, steady flame that burns through the dark clouds of fear. Each moment of kindness toward ourselves weakens worry's hold and strengthens our peace. It can be helpful to remember that worry, like all emotions, is temporary. Compassion teaches us to hold these feelings gently and patiently. Sometimes we may feel overwhelmed, but with continued practice, the heart learns that it can hold even the heaviest feelings without breaking. This is the strength that comes from tender presence. Sometimes life's wounds are deep, and worry grows from pain not easily seen. Self-compassion invites us to care for those hidden parts with soft attention. Imagine a child hurt and trembling. We would never leave that child alone or scold them for being afraid. Instead, we would comfort and protect. This is how the Zen master asks us to treat ourselves, as that child deserving of love and care. Meditation on compassion is a beautiful tool to develop this loving heart. Sitting quietly and repeating kind wishes inwardly, like "May I be safe," "May I be happy," "May I be peaceful," helps carry this warmth deeper into the mind. These words are seeds that grow courage, calm, and resilience. The practice does not mean that worries vanish immediately. Rather, worry becomes easier to bear because we are not fighting alone. The heart that embraces itself tenderly can face fear with courage. It moves through life with a soft strength, not from force, but from understanding. Compassion also helps us forgive ourselves for the worry and restlessness that may have made life harder in the past. Forgiveness softens guilt and regret, clearing space for peace to enter. It is an act of liberation, freeing the mind from chains of self-blame. As compassion blooms within, the mind becomes a safe home rather than a battlefield. Worry finds less room to grow in a heart that knows kindness. This gentle strength nourishes hope and joy that quietly steady us through life's challenges. In the quiet moments when worry whispers loudly, return to this well of compassion. Let it cradle you like soft light in a dark room. Know that being kind to yourself is the most powerful step toward healing and the beginning of true freedom from worry. Walking this path of compassion is a journey of love. Love for ourselves as we are, fully human and beautifully imperfect. It teaches us that peace is not something far away, but close at hand, waiting patiently for us to turn gently toward it. In the flow of life, the present moment is a treasure often overlooked. The mind moves swiftly backward to memories or forward to worries, leaving the now unnoticed. Yet, the Zen master gently reminds us that true peace and freedom from worry are found in deeply inhabiting this very moment. Present moment awareness is like a soft, bright thread weaving calm through the fabric of our busy minds. Our minds have a habit of chasing thoughts, especially worries. What if something goes wrong? Or, I'm not ready for tomorrow. This habit steals the gifted fullness of the present moment, replacing it with anxiety about what is not yet here. But the present moment offers us life in its purest form. The breath we are taking, the sensations in our body, the sounds surrounding us, and the rhythm of our heartbeat. When we turn our attention here, we begin to touch the stillness beneath the movement. Imagine a still pond early in the morning. When the wind is calm, the surface reflects the sky perfectly. But as the wind blows, the water ripples, distorting the reflection. Our minds are like this pond. When caught in past regrets or future fears, the surface becomes turbulent, clouding the clarity of experience. Present moment awareness helps the mind become still again, reflecting life with peaceful clarity. Turning attention to the present is also an act of courage. It asks us to face whatever is, without running away or retreating into distraction. Sometimes presence feels like looking into a mirror that shows worry, fear, or pain. But this mirror does not judge or condemn. It simply shows what is with gentleness. In this way, presence allows us to meet worry fully, softening its grip rather than fighting it. In Buddhist practice, the breath is a powerful anchor for presence. By focusing on the simple, natural rhythm of breathing, in and out, we find a doorway to stillness. Each breath is a moment of arrival, a chance to set down the burdens of fear and anticipation. Even a few mindful breaths can create space inside where worry cannot dominate. Present moment awareness is not about emptying the mind or pushing away thoughts. Rather, it is about observing them as passing clouds in the open sky of our consciousness. Thoughts about the past or future arise, but they do not have to sweep us away. We learn to notice these clouds without gripping or becoming lost in their shapes. This witnessing is a gift because it creates distance from worry. When we see it as a passing visitor rather than a permanent resident, worry loses its power to overwhelm. We become steady like a mountain, watching storms pass in the sky above us, remaining calm beneath them. The practice of being present also deepens gratitude. When the mind is fully here, we notice small miracles. The warmth of sunlight on our skin, the sound of birdsong, the softness of a smile. These moments, seemingly ordinary, hold profound beauty. They remind us that life is not only about worry, but also about wonder. Present awareness softens resistance to what is. Worry often grows because we fight reality or wish things were different. But the Zen teaching is to embrace the moment as it comes, with all its imperfections. This does not mean giving up or resignation, but a clear-seeing acceptance that makes room for peace. This peace blooms not only from quiet moments of meditation, but also in the rhythm of daily life. Whether washing hands, walking, or listening to a friend, being fully here turns the ordinary into sacred. It plants the seeds of calm that blossom amid any circumstance. Presence also invites humility. We accept that life is flowing, and we cannot control every current. This humility lifts the heavy weight of trying to manage every outcome, which is where most worry resides. Instead, we learn to dance lightly with life's changes. Another gentle wisdom of present moment awareness is its reminder that we are more than our worries or fears. The part of us witnessing the mind's activity is vast and still. It is the sky, wide and open, beneath the clouds of thought. When we rest in this awareness, the storm of worry begins to calm naturally. With practice, this spacious awareness grows, covering more moments each day. We become less reactive and more gentle with ourselves. The mind's usual patterns of fear and doubt loosen their hold. We cultivate a peaceful harbor inside that holds us steady when waves rise. The Zen master emphasizes that presence does not come as a sudden gift, but as a patient, daily practice. Sometimes the mind wanders, sometimes worry returns. Each time, gently bring the attention back to now. This return is itself the essence of mindful living, a soft victory over distraction and fear. Present moment awareness also unlocks creativity and joy. When not trapped in regrets or fears, the mind opens to new ways of seeing and being. Joy arises naturally when we fully engage with the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. The more present we become, the more we realize that the future is unknown, but the present is always here, reliable as the breath. This realization brings a deep relief from the burden of worry. We find clarity to make wise choices grounded in what is real and unfolding. This clarity helps us be more compassionate, not only to ourselves but to others. When we are present, we listen deeply without judgment. We share more kindness and understanding. Presence becomes a bridge connecting hearts and softening fears. As this practice becomes part of life, worry transforms. It shifts from a controlling force to a subtle signal, one that points us back to the present, back to peace. We learn to honor worry without letting it rule, like a gentle friend reminding us to slow down and breathe. In this way, present moment awareness is a warm light guiding us home to ourselves. It teaches that life, in all its change and uncertainty, can be met with open arms and a calm heart. Worry does not disappear, but it lives in a larger context of peace that we create through presence. In the journey to manage worry, one of the most liberating steps is to transform the way we see our thoughts. The mind naturally creates stories about what might happen, what could go wrong, and who we are in relation to those events. These stories often twist and grow, feeding worry and fear. Yet, there is a gentle way to step back and see these thoughts clearly, understand them, and change how they affect us. This step is called right view. Right view is part of the Buddha's teaching, the understanding that helps us see things as they truly are, not as our fears or desires make them appear. It asks us to look honestly at our thoughts, to recognize which are helpful and which are illusions that deepen worry. By practicing right view, we learn that our thoughts do not always tell the whole truth. They are like clouds passing across a vast sky, sometimes dark and heavy, sometimes light and soft, but never permanent. Worry often grows when we believe our thoughts completely. For example, the thought, "I am not safe," or "everything will fail," may feel entirely real. But right view invites us to question these beliefs gently. We ask, is this thought a fact or just a possibility? Can I see another way to understand this situation? This questioning is not about denial, but about opening the mind to a fuller, kinder perspective. Imagine walking in a forest at dusk. The shadows can look frightening if you only see shapes and fear what might be hidden. But when light comes, the trees and stones reveal themselves clearly, not as dangers, but as part of the peaceful scene. Right view is like bringing light to the shadows in the mind. It helps us see worry not as a monster, but as a temporary visitor shaped by fear. One way to cultivate right view is through reflection. When a worry arises, pause and ask, what am I believing right now? Is this thought based on fact or fear? Can I remind myself of times when I faced worries and things turned out differently? These reflections give space for calm and wisdom to grow. Right view also helps us recognize the impermanence of situations and feelings. The mind tends to fixate on worst-case scenarios, imagining that the present worry will last forever. But with right view, we remember that life flows and changes, and feelings, however strong, eventually pass. This understanding weakens worry's grip. Another deep teaching connected to right view is the nature of self. Worry often arises when the I in us feels threatened or small. But Buddhism teaches that the self is not a solid fixed thing. It is fluid and changing, like a river continually flowing. When we glimpse this truth, worries about protecting or defending the self begin to lose their hold. Changing how we view thoughts takes practice. The mind is inclined to return to old habits, and worries may return again and again. But each time we bring right view to the forefront, we strengthen a new way of seeing. It is like learning to see with new eyes. Eyes that notice the good, the change, and the truth beneath fear. When worries arise, using right view means not pushing them away, but examining them with curiosity. What story is this worry telling? What need or fear is hidden behind it? By gently exploring these questions, we uncover the roots of worry and begin to loosen their power. This transformation is supported by meditation and mindfulness. In quiet moments, sitting with an open heart, the mind becomes clearer, and the stories it tells lose their intensity. We see them as mental events, not absolute reality. This seeing brings a deep sense of freedom. Right view also involves embracing kindness and forgiveness toward ourselves. We recognize that worry is part of being human, not a sign of weakness or failure. This gentle acceptance allows us to stop struggling against our worries and instead build a compassionate relationship with them. An important part of this practice is gratitude, shifting the mind to notice what is positive. Even small blessings or moments of peace changes its tone. Gratitude opens the heart and softens worry's harsh edges. Right view teaches that peace is not found by controlling every outcome, but by accepting the flow of life with wisdom and balance. It shows us that worry is a natural response, but not the final truth. Beneath worry, there is calmness waiting patiently. As we cultivate right view, we start to live with more courage and openness. We become less fearful of uncertainty because we understand that our thoughts are not always the truth we need to follow. Instead, we use wisdom to navigate life with a steady heart. The Zen master reminds us that true freedom comes when we stop believing we must believe every thought. The mind calms when we become the observer, not the prisoner of its stories. This freedom carries us gently through worry's storms toward peace. Worry often feels like a storm raging inside, a restless wind that shakes the branches of our mind and scatters peace like fallen leaves. Yet, within this storm lies a quiet path, a way to find calm that touches the deepest parts of ourselves. This path is found through meditation practices, ancient and gentle tools that help us navigate worry with wisdom and kindness. Meditation is not about forcing the mind to be empty or perfect. It is about sitting softly with whatever arises, turning toward the present moment with an open heart. When worry arises in meditation, we don't push it away or try to silence it. Instead, we welcome it kindly and observe it closely. This simple act of attention changes the nature of worry from a threatening force into a gentle visitor. Imagine sitting by a river's edge and watching leaves float past on the water. Some leaves are bright, some are torn, but all float freely downstream. Our thoughts and worries are like these leaves, passing, changing, and never quite staying the same. Meditation teaches us to be the riverbank, steady and calm, allowing worries to flow without holding tightly to them. One of the most basic meditation practices is mindfulness of the breath. This focuses the mind on the natural rhythm of breathing, in and out, creating a steady anchor in the present. When thoughts of worry drift in, the breath reminds us to return gently to the now. Each mindful breath calms the river of the mind and brings clarity. In meditation, we also learn to extend loving kindness toward ourselves and others. This practice, called metta, is a powerful antidote to worry. It begins with silently repeating wishes such as, "May I be safe, may I be happy, may I live with ease." These kind thoughts warm the heart and soften the tightness that worry creates. Over time, meditation opens a space inside where worry cannot dominate. It builds a steady presence that watches without getting pulled into every thought or feeling. This presence is like a clear sky behind moving clouds, unchanging and vast. Even during trouble, this inner sky remains calm. The consistency of meditation practice strengthens patience and acceptance. We learn that worry may visit many times, but it doesn't define us. Instead, we become like a sturdy tree that bends with the wind but does not break. This resilience grows naturally as meditation deepens. Another key meditation teaching is equanimity, gentle balance in the face of life's ups and downs. Worry thrives on extremes, on seeing situations as unbearable or dangerous. Equanimity invites us to meet life with evenness, neither clinging nor pushing away. This balanced heart carries peace through change. Meditation also encourages us to be curious about our worries rather than fearful. When a worry arises, we ask quietly, "What is this feeling? Where does it live in my body? What story is the mind telling?" This gentle exploration reveals the roots of worry and helps dissolve its power. The Zen master reminds us that meditation is like a garden. Careful, daily attention nourishes the seeds of calm, kindness, and wisdom. Sometimes weeds of fear and doubt appear. But with steady care, these weeds lose their strength and peace blossoms. In the stillness of meditation, we reconnect with our true nature, the calm, clear awareness that is always present beneath thoughts and emotions. This awareness is the source of deep peace and freedom from worry. Meditation teaches us that life's difficulties are not enemies but teachers. Each moment sitting quietly with worry is an opportunity to learn patience, courage, and self-love. This learning opens the door to transformation. Even outside formal meditation, the qualities cultivated, mindfulness, kindness, balance, can be carried into daily life. We begin to respond to worry with calmness rather than panic, with understanding rather than resistance. This shift changes the entire experience of being human. The path of meditation is gentle and patient. It does not demand perfection, only a willingness to sit with whatever arises. Every breath, every moment of presence is a step toward freedom. This freedom from worry is not an escape, but a deep engagement with life. It is living with an open heart that acknowledges fear, but refuses to be ruled by it. Meditation stands as a quiet companion on this journey, offering light amid shadows. The journey through worry is a winding path, full of shadows and light. As we reach this last part, the Zen master invites us to walk gently with ourselves, carrying the wisdom we have gathered like a soft cloak around the heart. This final step is not an end, but a new beginning. A way of living that embraces life's uncertainties with calm courage and deep tenderness. Worry has been our companion, teaching us where the heart feels fragile and where the mind craves control. Yet, through the practices of mindfulness, compassion, presence, and insight, we have discovered that worry does not need to be a prison. It can be a doorway, an invitation to wake up to a fuller, richer experience of life. The first truth we carry home is that life is always in motion. Everything changes, flows, and transforms. Like the river that moves around stones and bends with the land, so too must we flow with life. Trying to resist or hold on tightly only creates suffering. The gentle art of managing worry is to open hands and heart to this ever-moving dance, welcoming each moment with openness. This openness brings freedom. Freedom not from challenge, but from fear. The Zen path shows us that inside each of us is a stillness deeper than any worry. A calm space like the vast sky behind passing clouds. This stillness is always present, waiting quietly for our attention. Walking this path, we learn kindness. The kindness that softens the harsh judgments we often place on ourselves. When worry speaks loudly, kindness whispers back, "You are not alone. I am here with you." This tender companionship transforms fear into courage, tension into ease. Present moment awareness continues to be a faithful friend. It helps us stay grounded when the mind pulls us into stories of what if. By returning to breath, to sensation, to simply being here now, we find rest. This rest is not escape, but deep belonging to the flow of life. The teachings remind us to see thoughts as guests in a house. Sometimes they stay warmly. Other times they feel cold or unwelcome. But none are permanent residents. Developing right view helps us see worries as passing clouds, not storms that will last forever. This vision gives us clarity and peace. Meditation remains a gentle garden we tend daily. With patience, attention, and love, we nourish seeds of calm and wisdom. Each moment spent in stillness strengthens our ability to meet worry with gentleness and grace. As we move forward, the middle way guides us, not clinging to extremes but walking balanced between care and freedom. This balanced way keeps the heart open and the mind clear, making space for joy to arise even in uncertainty. In this way, the art of managing worry is not about banishing fear, but embracing life fully. It is living with soft eyes and a patient heart, knowing that worry is a visitor, not a master. Before concluding, the Zen master invites a small but powerful request. If these teachings have touched the heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. Your support helps these gentle words reach others who seek the quiet light of peace. Together, we weave a tapestry of wisdom and care in a busy world where many still suffer quietly. Remember, the freedom and calm you seek are never far away. They live within you, in your breath, your kindness, your presence. Each step on this path is a return home, a deepening of peace that carries you gently through all of life's seasons. Let worry come and go like waves, but be the steady shore, welcoming all that arises with a warm and open heart. This is the art of managing worry, the soft strength that lights the way to freedom. May peace live always with you, in every breath and every step.